Sieve your flour and nutmeg in a dry bowl. And after doing that, you have to measure out your granulated white sugar and add it to the flour nutmeg mix. Having done that, you have to use your whisk to mix everything together to ensure that they are well incorporated. This is because you do not want some ingredients in one part of your chinchin and the other part lacking. For example, sugar shouldn't be on one part of the chinchin and not on the other part. After that, you have to measure out your butter, add it to the flour mix, and mix using your hand until you have a crumbly mixture. Now, if possible, use both hands to mix to make it easier and faster for you. Then you notice that some butter will remain unmixed. You have to locate those butter and mix them well into the flour. If not, you won't have an evenly mixed chinchin. Now, in case you do not want to undergo all this stress, you could melt your butter and then allow it to cool down to room temperature before adding to your flour mix. That will be easier. Then you can easily mix into your flour. So I'm still mixing to ensure that every little bit of butter is well mixed into my flour, so I can have a perfectly mixed and crumbly mixture. So after that, I'm still mixing. Now I have my perfect crumbly mix. See how crumbly this is. Whoops, perfecto. Okay, so perfectly mixed. After which, God. Okay, so I'm still mixing. So I have some particles, and then now it is perfect. Yeah, it's not perfect. So you have to keep mixing until you realize that it is perfect enough. Then eventually, once it is well mixed, you have to create a hole in between your mixture, in your powdered mixture, and add your measured milk. Then you mix everything well until you have this kind of dough. If you notice that it is not workable enough, you need to add a little bit more water, about 3 tablespoons, or you could substitute that with more milk, also 3 tablespoons of milk. Then you mix well together. It may not be workable enough. Just make sure that you form a dough, and then you cover and leave to sit for about 20 minutes, after which you remove the lid. Then by that time, you'll notice that it is now very workable and pliable. You can now mix a little bit more. Now, do not mix too much so that you don't have a heavy dough. Then you get ready your work surface. I have my work surface, I have my rolling pin, and I have my pizza cutter. Then you cut a portion of your chinchin dough. Using your rolling pin, you roll it out evenly. Now you have to roll it out evenly so that you do not have some flat parts and some high parts. They all have to be equal. So depending on how thin or thick you want your dough to your chinchin to be, now is the time to roll it out to your preferred shape, or however flat or thick you want it to be. Now is the time to roll it out, after which you've cut all 4 sides so that it can be even. Now here it is already even, and I'm cutting into cubes. So you have to do this until you're done cutting everything. Now if you notice that after you're done cutting, there are some big sized dough, you have to find a way to locate them and also cut them into the same size of the other chinchin that you have already cut. So I'm still on that. Then you have to do the same for every other dough, the remaining dough in your mixing bowl. This is what I have after that. Then my oil is already prepared. I had some pieces of the chinchin dough to test my oil and make sure that it is ready. After which, once it is ready, I had my chinchin, my dough to the already hot oil. Now you have to fry on medium heat to ensure that it is evenly cooked and it doesn't get burnt easily. So here it is. Now if you notice that the dough was stuck together when you wanted to add, you shouldn't bother yourself. Once it gets into the oil, it will break up and fry normally. So here is what we have at the end of the day. So crunchy.